Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, and welcome. I hope at least this much is coming through. We're going to find out here momentarily because I don't know what else, I don't know what's going on. Like it starts and then all my sound cuts out. Vixen, thank you for the resub. Yeah, seriously, like legitimately, all my sound gets just processed right out. Yes. Why not? No, 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 no. Not singing. Sorry, not happening. Not going to be a thing. I'm hoping you guys can hear everything, anyways. Because at this point, I have no way to verify anything. So, like for whatever reason, my entire speaker system has decided that it just doesn't want to talk to me anymore. Rat bastards that it is. I can hear you trying to start it up there, Firebot, but it's never going to work. Just give it up. Anyways, moving on, moving on. It is that time again. That's right. It is Talk Tuesday time. We're just going to kick this right on up. You know, worst case scenario, I can always come back in before I kick this over to YouTube and I can add in the intro sound and we'll just skip over it. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It's fine. It's fine. But, all that aside, tonight's special guest, guess what? Guess what we're in for? We're in for a real special treat. That's right. It is Talk Tuesday. It is that time of the week. And tonight's special guest is flying in from the dead of night, from adventures in Baldur's Gate, sneaking around Wormrest, you know how that goes, to partying with the wild nightlife on Nirn. Such an enjoyable time. This is one adventurer that knows how to handle dragons and understands the issues with Daddy down in hell. That's right. Been there, done that. They've got the t-shirt. Uh, this variety gamer will keep you coming back for more, begging for it even. As they explore the many worlds that they walk upon, you know, they like to dance, sing, and move to the groove. Ooh, you'll love to see it. If you're looking for a high energy and just a little bit of sass mixed with some sauce, then you've landed right where you need to be. And when I do say landed, I mean you couldn't have come in at a better time into a better place. So sit back, relax, and without any further faffing, flapping, or buzzing about, I present to you tonight's absolutely. I present to you tonight's buzzing but never flighty, the delightfully gorgeous. That's right, Jamie Bat. Jamie Bats, welcome to Talk Tuesday. If I can do this right, we're going to see.
Hello.
Ha! That works still.
That works. It works. Yay.
Some of this works. It's good. It's
Amazing.
good.
Wonderful.
Fantastic. Ducky, welcome in. Welcome in. How goes? Quack, quack. There you go. There's that duck sauce. Mmm.
Duck.
It's
Are
that
we,
time of the
are we
week.
having
Talk Tuesday
pancakes?
again. What? No, I'm not making pancakes. Are you making pancakes? Why are you making pancakes? It's the middle of the night for you. I'll make pancakes.
Duck duck pancakes are really nice. Just saying.
Mm. So as is normal around here on Talk Tuesday, right? One channel point gets you a question of our fantastic guest. You're welcome to ask whatever you want. If, however, you ask something that I find doesn't bear to be asking and it's just stupid enough, I may make and point fun at it. Our guest may fuss at me a little bit about it and tell me I'm being rude, or they may jump in. It's entirely up to them to decide on what they want to do. We'll get a little sussy, a little sassy, a little every which way under the sun around here as we go to dig in and learn all of that lovely deep lore behind the Jamie Bat. And as always, Jamie, if we ask you something that you do not want to answer for whatever reason, we don't need to know why. Just say no. We'll skip it, move right on to the next question without batting an eye or flapping a wing, as it were. Hey, Wags, welcome in, welcome in. Duck sauce, I officially don't know this. It's pretty fantastic. but yeah, so feel free to dive in. We are gonna have 4 questions that are mandatory. Like everybody has to answer the same 4 questions. So you have 2 at the start, 2 at the end, and beyond that, it's all bets off, and we will end up wherever it is that we end up. Do you have any
Yes.
questions?
No.
No questions. Okay. Well, then, Jamie
Other than how are
Vance,
you? Other than how are you?
officially tired, running around like a madman, looking like a stray wet dog. Arr. But otherwise
But that's
doing
fine
well.
because I look about as dead as a vampire bat, so we're all good.
Yeah, there you go. I'm sure. Okay, well, without any further ado, Jamie Bat, welcome to Talk Tuesday.
Hello.
And what happened? Did you turn off your camera and forget to turn it back on?
No, it is on. It is on.
Well, it wasn't on my screen. I'm like, what the?
I don't know why it's not on because it's on here.
It's
There we
fine.
go.
It's fine. I got it.
It's fine. We got it.
We got it. We got it
Put it back.
covered.
It's fine.
We're fine. Okay, let's kick this party on the road. Ooh, what is
Thank
going
you.
on?
Thank you, Vixen.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We always have the most fantastic guests around here. They are all several shades of fiery to extra spicy.
This is just me trying to look innocent. It failed.
It's fine. It's fine. We got you covered.
Spicy, yes. I actually, that's a fun fact. I do actually have a spicy command,
Well, there you go.
which tells you your spice levels as a meatball. As a meatball.
It's a spicy meatball.
Exactly, right? I was just thinking of this. I was like, meatballs, spice.
Yeah. Fantastic. All right, Jamie, let's get you started on the road. I got people firing off questions left and right, and we don't want to miss a single one of them. So, first one out the gate, we're just going to start off with something nice, simple, and easy. Your name, Jamie Bats. What is the absolute fantastic origins of such a delightful name for such an amazing little creature?
Okay. Well, Jamie is my name. Hello, I am Jamie. And bat is because I love bats. I adore bats. Like, they're so cute. And I'm also kind of like a bit of a vampire. Like, I will sleep during most of the day and kind of be awake at night. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna be a little vampire bat. Just a little vampire bat. And then I was like, no, I kind of need my name in there because otherwise people aren't gonna know who it is. So I was like, that'll do. Jamie and then Bat. I was like, sorted. That's about all you can get. You will occasionally get the cat. This is Smudge. She is our lady and savior. Also there to cause chaos.
Well,
But yes, that is the origin of my name.
so nice and easy and simple then. Nothing too crazy, nothing too outlandish.
No.
There's nothing wrong with that.
She is called Smudge. This is because she has, if you've seen her face, I don't know that you have, but if she comes, come on, like if you can stop moving the mic.
Yes, Smudge is in Phasmo.
So this is Smudge. She has a little smudge on her nose. So I call her Smudge because of the little smudge on her nose. Yeah. She is a little cutie. She knows it as well. She'll use it to her advantage. Do not trust it. Okay? Do not trust it. Yeah, I know what you're doing. She's like, I'm being cute.
I'm being adorable. What are you talking about?
Exactly. she likes to lick wires and everything else that she isn't supposed to. So yeah, you will occasionally see me do something like this where I'm like, no, can you get off? Leave the wire alone. Thank you. That doesn't mean go back to it.
But, don't you know? Wires are an extra food group for little felines.
Well, I think it's because I think it's because I'm cool with you, to be honest. Anytime that there is a voice on my computer, be it like I've had Alice just like video call me, so like because she's been my friend for 20 odd years, and I actually like we have been like IRL friends since we were about 8. So we were childhood friends, and now look, see, this is why you shouldn't be touching wires, kitten. Leave them alone. But have, you know what? I'm not even gonna bother. But yes, anytime that I'm talking to anyone on my laptop, she automatically is like, wires, and I'm like, no, please no, please stop.
Okay, so I think I already know the answer to the next question, but just because I know the answer doesn't mean everybody else knows it. And so they're probably desperate to hear it themselves. Why do I have
Yes.
something flickering in my background?
No idea.
You want to talk about annoying? Oh, that's what it is. Got it. Problem sorted. Okay. What in the world possessed you to decide to turn on the camera, to go live on screen, and show all of these fantastic people what an absolutely adorably delightful individual you are? And what kicked your streaming journey off?
Okay. I won't go into too much because there is a few people that already kind of know, but basically, yeah, I wanted to do this for a while. I haven't, I didn't really have much courage, kind of like growing up or really anything. I'm quite anxious, so, but I found that I can just talk to myself, right? Like that's all kind of, if you're streaming on your own, that's all it kind of is just you sat there talking and playing a game. So I was like, okay, well, I do that pretty much every day anyway. So for me, it's a great way to like meet other people that are interested and stuff like that. Yes, there is a cat booty. Um, but yeah, like there's like people that are like I just kind of like was like I want to meet people. I kind of don't know how to. Was kind of like one of these awkward people growing up. So I was like, okay, well, I turned to stuff like the internet and one thing led to another, and well, I'm here now. I started off with a PNG tuber because I was like, I don't want my face out there. And then, thanks to, funny enough, you, sir,
I did no such
that
thing. You can't blame me for it. There is no proof.
that's bullshit. All right, you know it, I know it.
There is no proof on
yeah,
that.
Raven, hello. Basically, thanks to the people like Nori, I was like, okay, well, I guess I should show my face because I popped into a couple of my ex's streams, and that's kind of like the reason how I got started was basically my ex partner was streaming, and I happened to be in the background because I was like, well, I kind of need them for like helping out with certain things. So yeah, and then all of a sudden it was like, okay, well, I kind of also want to do this. I'm going to do this as well. And then I met wonderful people like Mama Bear and Non-Binary Cat Dad and Nori and all of Jillian and like people that are, amazing weirdos like myself that will just sit around and play games and just talk, right? And kind of interact. So it was like, okay, well, this I can do, this I can do, and yeah, that was kind of it.
Wait.
And
Didn't
then
I say you can't blame me for this?
I don't know. I blame you for making me show my face.
Oh, I just said you can't blame me for that. Oh, I didn't do it. Well, I'm innocent, I say. Innocent.
You convinced me. How about that? You convinced me that I probably should because everyone's already
Thank you
seen
for the
my
alert,
face.
Ducky. I always get
It's
blamed for
basically how
everything.
that works.
Always get blamed for everything. Terrible. Terrible.
How dare.
Have a good alert, Ducky. We'll still be here for the next couple hours. Did you decide to come back and say hi some more? Be happy to have you. Hashtag Nori did it. Nori apparently always does it. Just terrible. Terrible, I say. Vixen would like to know, what is your all-time favorite game?
That's too. I have a list about as long as my arm. My all-time favorite at the moment is probably Hades. Hades 2. For no reason other than the gods are the heart. Okay, like if you've played the game, you will know they're extremely good looking, and it's like if there was a game where I just want it to be turned into a dating sim purely for the fact of dating them, that would be me. But yeah, that's my favorite at the moment is Hades and Hades 2. I do also really like The Witcher. The Witcher 3. I started. I have to go back to that one to be honest. I recently got hooked on Oblivion remastered because why the fuck not? Yeah, basically. It's just RPGs at the minute. I also really love Dragon Age. It's because I looked and saw Mirthwood. I was like, oh no. Dragon Age Inquisition is the first game that well, no, not the first game I've played, because I've played Origins and I've played Awakening and I've played Dragon Age 2. So I played the entire Dragon Age series, and funny enough, that's how I managed to get into gaming, was through Dragon Age Origins. And I was like, this is really cool. I want to be able to romance the Templar. I couldn't romance the Templar, and I got very upset. Dragon Age 2 came out, and I was like, okay, this is fun. I get new mechanics, new ways of killing people. Let's go stabbies. Because I was previously a mage. But yes, I was very much excited for Dragon Age Inquisition. Spent about a month on release of Inquisition, just going around and I don't know, fucking about for like 20 odd hours, and then Dragon Age Veilguard came out, and then I was like, oh, okay, I see what this is about. But yeah, that's kind of a long list of my favorite games at the minute. Other than the multiplayer ones, which are again numerous.
Numerous. Always plenty to do. Always plenty to do, plenty to keep you active, anyways. Favorite games are one of those like fun little things. I always look at it as a matter of, well, it just kind of depends on the genre. Like there are so many games out there, so many different genres, and every genre has a niche classic that's just like, oh my god, I would play that game forever.
Yeah. And then you find out that you're like, I don't really actually like this, and then you're like, okay, let's see what we can do to change that.
Since you brought it up, Vixen would also like to know, what is your who is your favorite god from Hades 2?
Dionysus. Absolutely Dionysus, 110%. Not only is he hot, but he's also the god of wine and pleasure and just an absolute, flavor. I mean, I do like chaos, right? I love chaos, but they have how I imagine chaos is a ball of amalgamated energy, like different energy, right? There's no set kind of appearance for them. I like the fact that they did the non-binary representation. I do like that because I'm also non-binary. But they've made them stereotypically very, I would say, masculine presenting, and yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. I adore chaos, but there is something. Yeah. But Dionysus is my favorite. Yeah, definitely me. Or if I was in Olympus and able to hang around just drinking and I don't know, chatting up people, like that would be me. That would be me. But yeah, like chaos to me is more an amalgamation of a different energy that kind of coalesces, and it can take on any form, um, and therefore doesn't need to be one strict representation. Chaos in and of itself is neither good nor evil, neither light nor dark, neither discordant or harmonizing. It's neither, it's kind of a mixture of all things. It's not just one set thing. And because in the pantheon, it is the progenitor of all the cosmos, essentially, that it kind of makes it a little bit more kind of like, okay, but how are you, if you're mask presenting, how on earth are you going around creating beings like Erebus and Nyx and Eros and all the other kind of deities that you don't, Nemesis and Moros and all
Well,
of
I
that stuff,
I
right?
will offer this suggestion because the game does take a lot of its concepts from history, right? And
Yes.
if we go back in time to the root of the generation of these stories, these tales, and everything else, uh, typically most negative effects and most all powerful beings tend to be very male presenting figures, according to, like, anthropologically speaking. They tend to be more male figures because back then the men were seen more as the leaders, the creators, the generators of whatever, the producers, the bringers of stuff, that sort of thing. And it's just a male driven centric.
Right, but then you also have
Unfortunately,
Nemesis. You also have Nemesis that is the goddess of retribution.
yeah.
So
Well, there's reasons why the phrasing exists. Nothing worse than a woman scorned, right?
well, yeah, there is that.
There's a reason that exists. But
There is.
better or not, like, better or worse, a lot of yup. A lot of the deities tend to be more male generated because they in order to attract attention, to attract followers and whatnot, they're going to be presented in a way that makes more sense. And so gods like Zeus, who's flinging lightning bolts
Yeah,
across the sky and whatnot, are always going to be pictured as a very male figure. Chaos, the creator of the universe and whatnot, again, is going to be a very male creator, and that stems not just in Greek mythology, but all the way through all the various other religions out there as well. Does it make it right? No. I like to think
no,
that the all powerful super being, whoever's out there, actually doesn't have a sex.
I like the
They should be
idea.
very androgynous, in my opinion.
Yes,
But
yes, where you have like
there you go. Hell
I
hath no
agree.
fury like a woman scorned. Thank you. I knew I got that saying wrong, but I was like, I couldn't remember it.
I agree with you, Nori. I genuinely think that if there was an almighty sort of creator, that they would have to be sort of more androgynous and more kind of not really either. Again, yeah.
But it's like I think that would be more along the lines of what we're probably looking for. Bye, Vix. Take
I agree.
care.
My phone decided to vibrate. How dare.
Ooh, vibrating phone, and you didn't invite the rest of us to the party.
I'm just grateful it. I'm just grateful it wasn't in my lap. That would have been very awkward.
It's fine. It's fine. The Katie, the extra feral EMT, would like to know Birkenstocks or Crocs, which are your preferred footwear?
I have no idea what's. Say the first thing again.
They're called stocks or Birkies or Birkenstocks. It's the name of a type of a shoe.
I'm gonna have to Google this because I have no idea what they are. Oh, right, okay. Definitely the sandals. Because I would need the support on my ankles. I know that Crocs do have the kind of support now, but yeah. In my mind, I'm
Look,
thinking
when you put out stocks out there, the only thing I know that's a stock is a Birkenstock, and those are a type of shoe. I don't do sandals.
I mean, they both are absolutely hideous. But if I had to pick one, I would probably go for the sandals. Great. Already I'm getting a knife.
Well, there is a fair whack of a community around here that happens to really enjoy their Crocs.
Well, I no, right, okay. I don't mind Crocs, okay? I just want to put that out there. Like, I don't mind Crocs. I just can't wear them.
Speaking of Crocs, I have been to the Croc store down the road here. Yes, they do have high-heeled Crocs. They have high-heeled knee-high Crocs. That was an extra special sight.
Why was who came up with this idea? Like, oh yeah, you should have high-heeled Crocs. Like, why? What on earth possessed them to think of this idea? Like, I mean, I get it, but also,
It's
why?
rubber shoes. Why do you need rubber shoes that go all the way up to your knees?
Why not? It's the next question. Right? Because I'm all for the weird and wonderful. That's the other thing. I'm very, very much like, okay, well, this is something weird. I like it. It's like it's like I can appreciate Crocs, but I would not wear them.
Yep, pretty much, Katie. Well, okay. So, what is the weirdest? What's the word I'm looking for this? Weirdest article of clothing that you own? Nothing sexual. Just something that you would actually have worn out in public. Like nothing crazy. What is the weirdest article of clothing that you have worn out in public? How about that? We'll fix this question up a little bit, just a little bit.
Yeah, I have a I mean, there's several different weird things I've worn, like no, it's the weirdest.
I've got a shirt that says "I'm with stupid" and then points straight down. So I mean,
I have all right. If you're gonna go with that, then I have a top that says "Sorry, I'm late. I didn't want to come." So there is that.
I mean, fair. Silly shirts are always a delight.
They're brilliant. I need some more. There's like I'm running out. I need some more.
I think
Wow.
I think in the very, very near future, I want to have a lot more weird things in my wardrobe because I am currently working on and have been compiling a list for a full set of steampunk wear. Um,
Ah, yes. I have a lot of costume. I have a lot of cosplay stuff that is equally weird. Like I have a nurse mask from Silent Hill, uh, but I made it so it's literally just bandages and a really really poor hat. But yeah, I do the occasional cosplay, and I have a nurse's outfit from Silent Hill. I also have my Mouth of Sauron, which is the most well known and perhaps the best one, right? Um, I also have I think is it a Sailor Moon one? I also have a baby doll one from Sucker Punch. I also have some dresses from Daenerys Targaryen. Um, yeah, I have a lot of cosplay stuff. I also have one. I also have the Frodo, like a Frodo outfit. Um, it basically was just I had some. Don't judge, okay? But I had I had like brown leggings, and I was like, you know what? I'm never gonna wear these ever. But I don't even know how I managed to get hold of them. To be honest, I think I was like, oh, I'm looking for like something to do like a Frodo thing. These will do. Um, and I cut them in half and then had to attach suspenders, and it just looked awful. Right, it was the first iteration of a cosplay, and they always look shit. The first time they always look shit. Then you get better stuff, and you're like, oh, yes, I can do something with this. And then you sit there and leave it for 2.5 years, come back to it, realize that you've still got it, and you're like, I should probably do something with this. um, and then you're like, ah, yes, that reminds me, I was going to upgrade this cosplay. And then, yeah, here we are today.
there you
Still
go.
with it.
Well, I
Still with
mean,
it.
cosplaying and doing
What's all
it, getting an outfit right takes time. It takes time, energy, it takes effort. Really have to get everything lined up because you want it all to look a certain way. Um,
I actually handmade my Mouth of Sauron costume, like the entire thing, helmet and everything. I actually handmade them. So I got I had an old priest kind of like skirt that has the slits down the sides of the legs. Um, but it's like long and black, and it looks if you wear trousers underneath it, it looks like something a sort of fantastical priest would wear. So I was like, okay, that's the first bit done. Cause I think it was just like old school trousers as well, um, from when I was in secondary school or college or some iteration of whatever that is. Um, but yeah, had some old sort of school trousers laying around, so I was like, okay, this will do. Put them on, put the skirt thing over the top, and I was like, this could work. This could work. And then I had a long black sleeve T-shirt that I would wear for drama. So I had that, and it was a turtleneck as well. So I was like, great. Um, so I had that on, and then I was like, okay, now I need the cape, the bit that rests on the shoulders. Um, so I hand sewed the uh, hand sewed the capelet, um, together, and then I had the thing that because he has a cape thing as well that comes over the top of the leather kind of tunic, but it's attached where the neck is, so the actual bit that comes up and sort of drapes over around the helmet is the kind of bit that I was trying to figure out how to do. All I did was basically get a bunch of material. I think it was like 2 meters worth. It was a lot of material. Cut it down to like my height, or like however long it would need to be, and then just kind of attached the toggles and was like, I'll do. And then whenever I get the next sort of the tabard bit, the tunic bit, then I can add that as well. And I later upgraded it so that once I went out and did the Warner Brothers promotion stuff. Yes, I was actually working for Warner Brothers. That's my only claim to fame, other than meeting Brian Blessed. Yeah. But I did some Warner Brothers promotional stuff for Shadow of War, where we dressed up as an orc. I dressed up as an orc, and we as a collective walked down Wardour Street, which sounds absolutely amazing because it sounds like Mordor. So we went down Wardour Street and did a load of promotional stuff, and it was from that I managed to get the money to get the tunic. I was very happy about that. But the actual helmet is made out of like costume, like a bull, a masquerade mask, coat hangers, and a load of foam and other stuff. And then, and then I had to do all the runes, and then attach all the fabric over the top, and that's basically it. That's all I did.
Now, do you find that you enjoy doing cosplay, or is that just more of a thing you do on occasion?
It's more of a thing that I do on occasion. I don't do it as often now because health reasons. But yeah, I will. I'm looking to go to London later this year or next year, one of the two. MCM, and that will be where I dress up as my Malthus Sauron and walk around with my staff, which is actually Saruman's staff. But there is a passage in the book, in the appendices, I believe, of the Lord of the Rings, that states that there shall be a new master of Isengard, but it shall not be Saruman. And who would Sauron trust to take over Isengard? Probably the mouth. So, and I was like, well, because I'm disabled, I would like to be able to walk around and not fall over. So I went and bought a really nice, big, fancy, pointy staff that is metal. And if people...
A very nice pointy stick. Don't make me poke you with it.
It is a very nice pointy stick. I actually have it somewhere. I also have Sting. I actually have Sting just there. I don't know if you can see it. I'll see if I can grab it in a minute. But yes, I have a very big pointy staff that is big and pointy and metal and sharp and can severely hurt people. So anytime I go to an event, I have to make sure that I'm very, very much like, no, we have to put little foam things on so that people don't get stabbed. But yeah, that's because when I was doing the costuming or cosplay events that I was going to, because it was with a group and it was specifically asked for by the organisers, they knew that we would have live weapons there, as such, so that they knew that we would have sharp objects, because all of the Urukai have massive, long swords. Pretty much everyone in Lord of the Rings have like metal swords and everything else. So I was like, okay, well, if I'm gonna do this, I want to do it properly. I want to make sure that everyone's safe. So when we go to MCM Comic Cons, then obviously I put the little safety things on. But yes, I do actually have the staff is very pointy. It's very big as well. I tripped over it, I think, on one stream, and then realized, oh, now I'm stuck. Which was quite entertaining.
Wait. Are you saying you tripped over your big pointy stick and got impaled?
No, I didn't get impaled. I just kind of ended up. It looked like I was riding a broom because of how it fell.
Right.
I had to step over it, but I got stuck part way.
There you go. The secret's out. We now know Jamie Bat's secret flying technique: riding a big metal stick like a broom. Got it.
Yeah. I will show you Sting if you would like.
Oh, I think everybody's seen Sting at this point.
No, not this one. This is my Sting. Jamie pickup line. Want to see my big pointy stick? But this is what I'm talking about. Well, it's not really big and pointy, but this is what I'm talking about. Is that like, because these are actual metal?
But to be fair, you can hurt anybody with anything that's got a point on it. It doesn't have to be made out of metal.
If you stab them with enough force. In fact, you've seen it before, haven't you? Haven't you, Nori?
I've seen a lot of things before, but
well, you haven't seen my big pointy stick yet. So
there's actually images of your big pointy stick out on your Instagram channel, believe it or not. And there's also a link to your Instagram channel right below your head. Ha ha!
There is.
So I've seen your big pointy stick.
All right. Maybe I have seen it.
So, like, cosplay is kind of cool. Cosplay is fun to do and everything else. But no, I'm like, so I have been working on a steampunk outfit, not for cosplay, but for like general wear and use.
Ooh.
So I found myself a bowler hat already, and I've got goggles for it. I've also got one of the old driver little caps.
Nice.
I'm just working on a good jacket, and I'm trying to decide on the shirt style I really want to go through.
Yeah, I would also like pictures, please. Thank you.
We'll see. I'll think about it.
But no, like, if you, I tell you what, if you are doing steampunk, then maybe I'll do some Victorian get up and wear an actual corset.
Well, I'm doing steampunk more because it's thematically in line with what a lot of my channel stuff does and everything. Right. A lot of my channel stuff around here is cogs and wheels and digital graphics and everything else. And so, like, I'm looking for a very specific jacket and shirt setup, because the idea is to actually run like fiber optic cable through there, so I can run lines and generate like electrical activity underneath the jacket and whatnot.
And then you can wear it for stream and actually look like the digital instrument.
Yep, something like that.
So I see what you're doing.
Emma Keisha would like to know, what is your best tip to brighten a darker day?
My best tip to brighten a dark day. Um, I have lots. I have lots of words of wisdom. It depends on.
Well, get started.
All right. Well,
Don't sit here
don't
and say I've got a lot
don't
of them, and then
don't
just
spend don't spend your life stuck in the past, because you're always going to end up then questioning what the point is of everything. No, don't do it. Right? That's the worst thing you can possibly do. If you think about because the past is the past, you can't change it. That's just life, right? Focus on the present and what you can change in the future, because the future is always what you make of it. Okay? Everyone has scars, everyone has bad days, everyone has pain and shadows lingering in their soul, right? Everyone has their bad times, everyone also has their good times, but it's not about that. That doesn't matter at the end of the day. What matters is what you choose to do with it. Um, and if you choose to turn it into a force of good, if you choose to, be a decent person, that's all you can do, right? People are gonna, people are gonna say whatever they like, right? People are gonna take things out of context. They do so all the time anyway. And sometimes it ends up in hilarious things, but sometimes it's taken out of context in a bad way. Right? And I think all we can do is just try and better ourselves and try and put a little bit more good out there. If somebody says something that is a little bit like, oh well, that could be taken offensively, then it's kind of the you know, I would see it as my responsibility, for example, to then go, you might not want to have done that. But it's not really necessarily my responsibility, but I feel like if I knew somebody that had done something like that, it would be my responsibility to kind of pull them in line a little bit and kind of go, what the fuck are you doing? Um, but yeah, like I always, all I can do is just take one step at a time. I'm disabled. I have a lot of health conditions like cerebral palsy, endometriosis, fibromyalgia. Right, I am in pain literally all the time, to the point where morphine doesn't work. So that's just, I've accepted that's just part of my life. But if I sit there and I go, woe is me, then that doesn't solve anything. That doesn't get anything done. That doesn't pay bills. It doesn't go and whilst I may be on benefits, right? But it's one of those things where it's like I'm not one of these people that is sat there going, I would rather do nothing. I'm sort of, I'm one of these people that like to be proactive. I like my independence. I like doing things where I can. That reasonably people should be able to do. And sometimes I do actually end up pushing myself because I'm like, look, I want to be able to do this thing. Like I want to be able to like walk and get my leg muscles back to the way that they were, right? I know that that's physically perhaps not entirely possible at the moment, but if I work at it and do little bits at a time, then that's progress. Then at least I know that I've done everything that I can, right? At least then I've not got that extra anxiety piling up there, going,
well,
well, I could have done that and then didn't.
but it is true to say, and it's fair to say that we are both our biggest fans as well as our biggest detractors. And the trick is always to only listen to your fan half and ignore your detractor. It's your detractor that will
Yeah,
pull you down, that will prevent you from moving forward. It's your detractor that will tell you you can't do something, you can't be amazing, you can't win $1 million. It's your detractor, like every other detractor out there, who's just a giant asshole. Screw them. I am going to listen to my fan club, and so we're going to rock this party out.
and it's exactly kind of you're exactly right, and that's one of the reasons why it's one of the reasons that I adore doing what I do, sort of just. And again, this is the thing. For me, Twitch is like a hobby, but like if I do it every day, then if I could do it every day, I would. Um, it's not possible at the moment, but it's one of those things where it's like I have recognized that, and I've kind of gone, look, it's fine. It is what it is, right? I'm not gonna sit there and then beat myself up over it, because at the end of the day, that's what's that gonna achieve? Other than me being in a really shit mood, what is that going to achieve? Absolutely nothing. It's going to achieve fuck all, and it's going to put me in a bad mood. So let's move on from that and start doing something that I know I can do, right? So, for example, Twitch, something that I wanted to do, didn't really think much of it. Um, but then I was like, okay, well, this is how it actually works. I'm like, oh my gosh, this I can actually do, right? Um, so yeah, it's one of those things where it's like I may not be able to go out and work and into 5 job like everyone else, and I may not be able to. Yeah, I'm a bit batty, so
A
exactly
bit,
right.
a
If you
bit.
just know, you'll never know.
I've seen you flapping about everywhere. A bit batty, indeed, indeed. Ha!
Exactly, but this is the thing. It's like I may be a bit batty, but I'm one of these people that is I genuinely try to be a good person wherever possible. And it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, I've had shit thrown at me left, right, and center. Like there are people here that kind of know some of it, but it's one of those things where it's like I'm not gonna waste time thinking of it 24/7, because again, that's just gonna put me in a bad mood. You know, I would rather do something that I enjoy, like hang out with people when I can. And and just enjoy existence. We only
What?
get a small amount of it, so just enjoy life. Do what you want. So long as you're not hurting anyone, do what you want. You know,
It's
like
fair to say, like every challenge can be overcome. The trick is you take it in small chunks. It's like a series of small battles where you have the larger army and you're just squashing your opponent. If you try to take on the entirety of a problem all at the same time, it always feels a bit overwhelming. There's always a bajillion things to do, and you give rise to the side of you that tells you you can't do it.
yeah,
If instead,
I
if you take
take
it, small victories lead to larger victories.
yeah, you take one step at a time. You take one day at a time. Particularly if you're feeling overwhelmed with everything already. You take one day at a time, and you say, okay, this is the stuff that I've got to do today, and you ignore everything else that whether it's stuff that you still got left to do, right? Admittedly, past you should have done that, but let's say you've also got a bunch of stuff piling up, right? If you say, okay, I'm going to do a little bit each day, where
Look,
I'm going to
past me
set
is an
aside.
asshole. I don't like the guy. Let's not talk about him.
No, I mean, yeah, past Jamie is not exactly the greatest. But it's one of those things where it's like, okay, if you take the stuff that you did in the past and you kind of break it up and you go, okay, this is what I've still got left to do. Um, okay, a great example of this would be washing up. I hate doing the washing up. Absolutely despise it with a passion. But because I have had no official help from my local authority, um, then it's one of those things where it's like, okay, well, now I have to do it myself. But I was like, if I do a little bit each day, I can get through the mountain of like washing up that I've got to do, or the mountain of laundry that I still had from months ago, right? If you do a little bit each day, so I was like, okay, I'm going to do a little bit over the course of, say, the next 2 weeks. By, I think, last week, last Monday, it was done, right? Because I spent a little bit of time just just a little bit, and it was only like 10 minutes or so, because that's about as much as I can do standing up, right? So it was like I was only just doing 10 minutes, but those 10 minutes add up over time, right? So, but that's still something that then you can go, right, okay, I've done at least some of that. Even if you haven't done all of it, you've done at least some of it, you've done part of it. That's a step in the right direction. Then you go, okay, what tasks have I got to do today? And you start going, you like way down the list. But if you have things for different, again, great piece of advice, do lists. If you don't get on with lists, I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell. I don't know what to tell you, but yeah, if you have lists, then I will often do a list for a day and be like, okay, these are all the tasks I've got to do today, and I've got to do them today because otherwise I'll forget tomorrow. So let's do them. But yeah, I'm one of these people that I also.
You're one of those list people. Oh, man.
No. I am and I'm not, right? I hate doing lists, but I will do them because I'm like, if I don't do them otherwise, my brain will physically get distracted by something else and then I forget. And then it's gone. It's gone for all of eternity.
Yeah, my solution is always if I know what's got to be done, like the washing up, I'm like, okay, washing up needs to get done. Sit down, do the washing up till it's done, and then when I look over there, the washing up's done, I don't have to worry about it. Never makes it to the list. It gets done right then.
Or what you do is if we're doing the washing up example again, then what you do is you do it as you go.
Yeah.
Hi, Ari.
That's another one that works really well. At least we're talking about washing up.
Finish the meal, then you wash up.
I find that it's really difficult to do the laundry when I'm still wearing the clothes, though. Like, I don't go around the washing machine very well. It bounces me around, rattles my head. It's just terrible. Terrible, I say.
I know. It's you take a shower. You take a shower in your clothes.
No, that's just uncomfortable.
Yeah, I know. It's uncomfortable, but you wash your clothes. If the stuff that you use for your body cleans your body, then it'll do for your clothes.
No. It doesn't do anything for my clothes. It's terrible for the clothes.
How would you know? Have you?
It just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Look, I have gotten wet in my clothes plenty enough times to tell you that right now that trying to shower in clothes does nothing for getting me clean and my clothes is clean. However, that thrill ride in the washing machine, as long as you can hold your breath long enough, it is fantastic. You just need to wear a helmet, because I'm telling you once now, the few times you bounce off that sidewall, you're going to regret it.
You're definitely gonna have a headache.
Oh yeah. I'm usually in there underwater. You spit me right where I'm being.
Yeah. That's gonna be everywhere now.
It's fine. And it's great because once you get done with the wash, you jump right into the dryer. You get a full body massage and warmed up too at the same time. It's fantastic. I can't. The only problem I have with that is I don't like using dryer sheets. So every time I step out of that thing, my hair just stands straight up. It's terrible.
Or you end up with if you're like me and you have a pet that likes to sleep in things that they really shouldn't do, then you end up with cat hair everywhere. I like how now she's decided to be calm, and she wasn't calm earlier today.
Well, that's the effect that my voice has on animals. It'll put them right to sleep.
Yeah, but you're in my ears. She can't hear you.
You say that, but I've had people claim that cats are hearing me through their earphones all the time.
Probably. That's probably why she was interested in the wires then. I blame you.
We're back to this again. Told you, I get blamed for everything. How very dare. It's fine. It's
I'm sorry.
fine.
I'll behave.
No, you're okay. So Amakesh would also like to know, what do you do? What do you like to do other than gaming? I mean, what are some other hobbies you might have?
I write. I do a lot of writing. Well, I say I do a lot of writing. I do a lot of questionable writing.
Wow,
And I
chico,
also
wow,
do.
wow.
I know, right? And I also do. I also do some. I also do some legit writing that is. I'm trying to turn into a book so that then I can turn it into a D&D campaign and everything else. So, yes. I also do D&D. I also play Warhammer. I also do Magic the Gathering and a bunch of other stuff. But I haven't actually got into that. Well, no, I have got into it, as in, like, I've got into the hobby itself, but I don't have the time at the moment to do any of that. So I've not been doing it recently. But yes, I do take some time out to write. I do also listen to music. I listen to music every day. Recently, I have found that I've got a couple of songs stuck in my head. One of them is "Ain't Nobody Got Time for That," but the auto tune remix, because
Mm.
it's one of the best things that the internet has ever spawned. In
There's a
my opinion.
lot of things the internet has spawned that would raise a few questionable eyebrows.
Yeah. There. Yeah, but I have. Ain't nobody got time for that auto tune remix as one of the things I was listening to the other day. What else was I listening to the other day? I have no idea.
I love you, Keisha. Keisha would like, no, when do you usually go to sleep? Mine is now. Good night.
Good night, Amikisha. I usually go to sleep at about questionable hours of the morning. Recently I found that I will end up staying up for like 24 hours and then crashing afterwards.
If
So
by questionable, do you mean you look at the time and you go, what time is it? And then your brain goes, time to be in bed, and you go, yeah, not yet. Or is it questionable because you're like, oh, it's godfuck early in the morning. That's a questionable time. You can see it on the clock.
both,
It's got little question marks on it.
both is good.
Both.
Both is good.
I see.
Both is good. It's one of those things where it's like I'll look at I will question and go, I have no idea what the time is. I should probably look at the time. I look at the time and go, I should be in bed. I'm in trouble. I'm in danger. So yeah, I don't know what the fuck that was. I do apologize. But yeah, no, it's literally just been like I will wake up. So recently I have only been sleeping for about 4 hours, which is dreadful. Um, it's because my sleep schedule was shot to shit. But basically, yes, my hours are questionable. So 9 times out of 10, I will be awake from like I don't know midday till like 4 or 5 in the morning, and then go to sleep for like 2 hours, then wake up at fucking 3 o'clock in the morning because the cats decided to wake me up. Or whatever time of the morning it was. I don't know. See, time to me is just time to me is a foreign concept.
Yes, yes.
I do not
Ahora
abide by
de dormir.
I do not abide by time. I do not conform. Conventions, traditions, conformity, no.
It's all right.
So when
I
it
mean,
comes to
it's
when
a
when it
thing.
comes to time, it's just like I don't know what time it is. I don't even know what day it is. To be fair, most of the
To
time I
be fair,
wake up and I'm
okay.
like,
So
what time
to be fair, most people view time as a temporal concept, right? So we think about time, you think of like minutes passing, and when you view it in a temporal standpoint, you have this ability to look at this and go, okay, well, I can move forwards and backwards in time. You understand that time is just a measure of distance that we have traveled.
Or it is a wibbly wobbly timey wimey thing.
No, no, no. Negatory. Nope. Time, we made time to track how much time is available in the day. And we base
No,
that
I know that.
on our movement around the sun. So time is a
Sorry.
distance calculation, not a temporal calculation.
I was trying to make a joke. You ruined it.
Yes. Nori ruins everything. You can blame me for that one. You might as well.
I do blame you for that one. I absolutely blame you for that one because that one was your fault. Hashtag Nori did it. Exactly, Jenny. Exactly.
It seems about par for the course. Par for the course. Jellybean would like to know if you have seen them. I'm fairly certain you probably have, but if you have, who's your favorite Dragon Ball character, and from what? And who from Sailor Moon? So Dragon Ball and Sailor Moon.
Give me a second. I have to make sure that I have actually got this right. I'm not, and it's not just from a different series. Vegeta.
Why did I know you were going to say him?
Because
bats like them bad.
I do. I failed to see your point. You have to call me out like this, don't you?
Yes, that's my job as the host, is to call you out on these things. Like that's my entire job.
I approve. Reluctantly, I approve. And Luna from Sailor Moon. So Vegeta and then Luna are my two. Because Kitty, right?
Yeah, I think I would be probably a Mr. Satan out of Dragon Ball Z. A lot of hot air, a lot of bluff, but absolutely nothing to back any of it up. No real substance.
No real substance. Wow. Yeah, Z is just the Z is just the second season.
Did I say Dragon Ball Z? Just it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. In my head, Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z are it's all the same to me. Like it all kind of intermingles. I watched it from the very first one with Goku as a kid all the way up to the latest issues of that and whatnot. But to me, it's all DBZ. And I call it DBZ because that's the only thing I know it by. Yep.
Yeah. Was it comic books before? Was it before? Why am I?
And honestly, the second season I think was probably my favorite season out of the entire series. If I'm being fair, it's probably the one I've gone back and watched the most, which is why it's the one that sticks in my head the most.
Yeah. So manga. I liked the manga. So that's how I know this. That's how I got on.
As far as Sailor Moon goes, I've never watched it. I've never been interested in watching it. I've never put it on for a split second to tell you anything about it all, about the characters. I just know they're a bunch of girls that change from school uniforms into slightly tighter, smaller cheerleader uniforms.
That's an amazing description.
That was the nicest. That was the nicest description my brain could come up with in the moment. I had far worse, and I'm like, I can't say that. Nope, can't say that. I had 20 odd different descriptions I had to reject before I came out with that one. So, yo, Quacker, welcome in.
We have another. There's so many duck. so many duck people around,
Well, we go
right?
through cycles, right?
Like,
Like right now,
right?
we're in our duck period. We had squirrels before. We're into
Yeah,
squirrels. We're
we're
into
now in the
ducks
duck
now.
period. Duck. Sorry, that's
Hmm.
made me hungry now.
Like I had a goose period
I
before the ducks. Like so
I will
wholeheartedly in the whole goose period. So
I will tell you now. I actually did. I think I might have ruined a friendship or two because I managed to order a bunch of tiny rubber ducks that were like about that big, and put them all over my friend's stuff. So
oh,
yeah,
that's not
I think
bad.
I ruined my friendships because I just
That's
have
tame.
no. You misunderstand. This was about like 20,000, like just tiny rubber ducks.
I'm telling you, that's tame. Buddy of mine,
20,000.
I decided to get even with him. So I ordered him a giant self-inflating duck that and then filled it with an entire layer of glitter so that when he opened the box, this duck blew up. And then when he opened it up to let all the air out, it blew glitter all throughout his house. You want to talk about
I
friendship
love it.
ruining.
Yeah, that would. I mean, I mean, I put glitter uh in someone's car once. That was entertaining. Like the fan bit. Yeah. They did not. They did not like me at all.
There is a reason why glitter is known as the herpes of the craft world. Like that stuff gets everywhere.
Yes, it does get everywhere. I really want to make glitter bottoms, and I really want to like set them off for like just no reason. just
Now,
have glitter
that being
everywhere.
said, there's a friend of ours that is in the process of having they have gone out and bought like 4 or 5 bags of glitter.
Yeah.
And they're supposed to stand in the middle of a tub and have this glitter dumped all over them while saying, "I'm a sparkly vampire. I'm a sparkly vampire," the entire time.
I mean, yeah, we've been told that we're not allowed to go near Jillian's car now.
That's it. I am now forming Mission Impossible Squad. We are going to raid Jillian's car. Dun 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 dun.
It's so gonna. I have an idea. I will not you can't clean it up properly even. Wow.
Look. I'm just going to say this, and we're going to be this as delicate as we possibly can. You're right. You'll find glitter everywhere. You can't get that stuff cleaned up, and yet, I know some very professional females in a certain career activity that has makeup that is slattered and covered with that stuff. And I swear, even after they stop doing that particular line of work, they're still probably finding glitter in places that it shouldn't be.
I was gonna say I have glitter eyeshadow, but that's completely different. But even then, I'm like, I have glitter everywhere. Why? Where did this go? I will find it like if I don't shave, because yes, I do actually have hair growth on my face. But if I don't shave, like I will end up with glitter in my beard, and then kind of beard hat.
Yeah.
Especially if I've been wearing makeup, and then I'm like, great, this is just why. Why did I do this to myself?
Jillian, if you will, if all I had to do is buy you a new car and you'll let me do whatever I want to your current car, then consider
We're
that
blowing
done.
it up.
I'm still coming for it. I just want to see what your reaction is going to be, and then we'll roll out the new car from around the corner.
Yeah. I would like to join in on the demolition squad of the old car.
We're not demolishing it. There's no demolishing the car. We're just going to set off a glitter bomb. We'll cover it with glue, and then we'll blow glitter across it so that when you walk up, you're just like, wow, that is a sparkly car. And meanwhile, when you move the car away from where it's parked at, there's like this superimposed image on the on the fence line behind it of the car, and then glitter all around it. Like,
But I see that. I rage here. Feathers. They're equally annoying to get rid of.
nah, feathers are easy.
They are with glue. Depends on it depends on the type of feather. Because you can get really tiny thin ones that are like
Yeah, you're talking about down.
barely.
Yeah, it's the down fur fluff. And that stuff's actually very easy to get rid of. You know the trick for getting rid of that?
What?
It's going to annoy the crap out of you. I can see it already in your face. You're like, you run. So if you got a lot of feathers like that stuck every which way from Sunday, you can do it one of two ways. Go get yourself a lint roller. That will peel that stuff right off real quick and easy. Or my personal favorite is you throw it in your dryer, right? With nothing else in there except for a little cotton ball, and let it build up static. And when you pull it out, just give it a shake, and that stuff will just pop right off there.
I know what I'm doing to get rid of my cat hair, man.
Yeah, cat hair works just as well. Yep. Either one works. Lint roller or just build up a good static charge on it and then give it a good shake.
Thanks. I will make it. I need a note. Hang on, give me a second. I'm making a note. I'll have to use my phone.
You've got it.
My laptop doesn't like me. Static. That's all I've written is static. Okay, look at that and be like, what the fuck? What the fuck was I thinking of when writing that? And then I'll be like, yes.
Static.
Static.
Get nothing but static. Static in my attic from Channel Z.
But it tells me when the note was made. So that means that then I can go, it was part of the Talk Tuesday, and I can go back and have a look at it. See? Smart.
So what I hear you saying is that in order to make that note absolutely useless to you, don't publish this Talk Tuesday.
If you do that, I'll be very annoyed. I'll come at you with glitter.
Well, why not? I mean, you're going to blame me for it anyways. Like, damn it, Lori, you did it again. Yes, you're right. I did it.
No, I wouldn't blame you for it. I would just be there like, okay, I see you. When you know, yeah.
Yeah.
When we see each other, it'll be glitter. Watch out. We will have words.
I refuse to be a sparkly vampire. Will not happen.
I will make you one.
Now,
like it or not.
Since we're talking about sparkly vampires, by the way, the individual in question is a streamer friend of mine. I know you have, and you have stated you've got numerous streamer friends. Any current collaborations you got going on, and what's the most memorable thing that has occurred on said collaboration?
Oh, okay, right. I do have a few. I have a collaboration that I've got coming up. One of which is the Reaper one with Ari and Mama Bear. Which, you know, if people are free and they want to join in on the 19th.
I'm never free.
It is 19th.
I always get my just desserts.
If it's yes, I think it's 7 o'clock Eastern time. For both Mama and Ari. So if 7 o'clock Eastern time, you guys are free on the 19th, and you guys want to join in, you are more than welcome to pop over. I will happily have you, and we can all play Repo together. I also have my Baldur's Gate 3 shenanigans with Mama Bear every other Saturday. That is hilarious for two reasons. One, because I'm always a sus. I'm suspect everyone else got told that they're subjects. I'm the only suspect. So that should tell you everything you need to know already. The second thing is that I named my character Poseidon after seeing the colors that were available and going, oh, I could make Poseidon from Hades 2 or Hades, and was like, that's what I'm doing now, because I saw the color and was like, that's exactly it. And then, but I made myself female. And then I was like, okay, well now I've got to, I like my puns. Okay, Nori, you know this? I like my puns. I like my rhymes. I like weird shit, right? Somebody had said in that moment, oh, you should, because I first of all had it as Persai and then Don. And I said at the time, oh, it's because I think I'm a Don. I'm not, but in the character thinks that they're a Don, so they have named themselves Don.
Is that Don as in Don, as in Mafia Don?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you're saying this,
So
and I'm like, wait, is that Don or dog? I'm like,
yeah. Well, put it this way. Then someone said the other one with the G on the end, and was like, okay, well, this is hilarious. That's exactly what I'm going to call my character now. So I did for the lols because it was funny.
I did it all for the giggles. That's right, the giggles.
Yep, we did it all for the bit. Basically, we stuck to the bit.
Well, you got to stick to the bit. I mean, there are.
Would you like me to spell it out in the chat for you?
No. I got it. We got it. It's one of those, but like I find when I stream, I like there's always a comic bit, right? And it pops up every stream. Like every stream is a different bit, but there's always a bit that shows up in a stream, and I find that it's far more fun and entertaining and enjoyable if you commit to the bit and you follow it all the way through to its penultimate arrangement, whatever that happens to be at the end, versus somebody that acknowledges the bit and then skips it. Like I feel like that's.
Go
ahead.
We'll do this. Just. That's the spelling. You're gonna look at Discord and you're gonna be like, why?
Yeah.
I thought that was a great spelling. Okay.
It's a spelling, all right.
It didn't have the G on the end of what the second word is, but I thought the first bit was perfect, and then yeah, they helped, so I was like, you know what, I'll go with it, and then pinned it as a comment. I was like, all right, so we have our team. This is the team for all of the people out there watching, and it was very funny. But yes, so collaborations. Those are the kind of only two that I've got ongoing at the moment. Other than, well, I mean, Repo isn't really ongoing. That was just a thing. But yes, Mama Bear and me do our Saturday, every other Saturday, as Baldur's Gate 3, and then kind of whatever, like, whenever people want to do like collabs or whatever, I do have a game together thing on my Discord, so you know, people can come check it out and kind of arrange stuff, or just straight up ask. Like, I would be happy to just, like, if somebody messages me and goes, "Hey, you want to be here for this?" I'd be like, "Yeah, sure, cool." But yeah, that's kind of about it.
Okay, what has been your most memorable moment during a collab?
Probably that one. Probably
coming up with a bad spelling of an okay.
Yeah. Uh, definitely, yeah. Coming up with a very bad pun spelling of Poseidon. Yes, I felt like that was. I felt like that was the most memorable out of. Well, no, actually, no. The most memorable one probably would have been the one with you when we were playing Valheim.
Here I am getting blamed again. I didn't do it.
No, because that was one of my first times that I'd um it was one of the first times that I'd actually played that kind of game, and I was like, okay, well, I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. I'm just an idiot with a laptop, so I'll ask somebody that knows what they're doing. That's nice. And
Wait.
yeah,
You're gonna ask somebody who's nice, and you came to me? That wasn't a wise choice.
are you saying you're not nice? I'm nice to pretty much everyone, unless, unless I don't deserve it, in which case then they ask that. Like, but yeah, you're a nice guy. So I was like, okay, well, I'll ask you because I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing, and everyone else seems to be away. So I was like, I'll ask. And then yeah,
It
now
happened.
it's now it's yeah, now it's history. Now it's just part of the law.
It's just part of the way it
Being
happened,
hidden.
right? It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that server's still floating around somewhere. It might need to be rebooted. I don't know. I actually don't have access to that server until next weekend, so it's a little hard to say anything about that server at this point.
Well, I mean, this is it. Yeah. I don't know. I could
I
check,
don't know.
but
I don't know.
yeah.
In
I
over
don't
the
know.
course of your streaming career so far,
Oh dear.
and you've been doing this for a little bit now.
I have.
Has there been a game that you looked at and went, "There is no way I am streaming this"? And why did you decide not to stream that game?
uh,
Obviously, discounting the obvious smut games and everything else that you can find out there on Steam and the various collections of very adult rated material.
well, yeah. I would say I don't think that there is really so I don't even have any kind of smut games, really.
You don't? Hold on a second. I can fix that.
Oh no. You're gonna fix that? Okay. I'll wait. I'll wait for the notification to come through to be like, hey.
It's fine. It's fine.
I honestly don't have. I literally don't have any smart games because I was like, I don't really want to be. I mean, I don't mind them, but like, I do writing of this kind of thing, so you know, on occasion.
It's fine.
Although what my username is, good luck fucking finding out, because yeah, it's just a bunch of letters and numbers.
But so you've not run across any game where you're like, no, I'll stream that, and never had any problem with that. Then is what you're saying?
Not yet. I'm sure there'll be a few where I'm like, okay, this is just no.
Well, then
Um,
maybe since you
like,
haven't run into a game, what would be your rules of like? There's definitely
okay, what
don't suggest that game to me because I will never play it for obvious reasons. Either you just don't enjoy the genre or whatever else I may fall into.
Okay, so actually, no. I think there was one game where I was like, no, I'm not going to stream this, and I think it was, and it wasn't for the reasons it is smart or inappropriate or anything else like that. It was just I don't get on with it, and that was Amnesia. I did it once and was like, I don't like this. I just don't get on with like the control scheme. I'm not having a good time. Like it's just not working out for me. So I was like, I'm not gonna do this. Regrettably. I mean, it was fun trying to work out how to do stuff in it, but then once you kind of get in, I was literally sat there trying to work out how the hell do I get up this thing. Still can't get up it, by the way. Um, and it's basically there's a ledge that you have to get up to, but you can only get up there if you have like a box or something that you can get up on. But when you first, if you do the same thing that I did, which is basically you just come out of the vent, um, and you land on these boxes, they break, and I didn't know that. So
Well,
the
that's a
the
little unfortunate.
then I was like, well, now I can't get back up there, and I need to get back up there to be able to do the rest of what I'm supposed to be doing. So it was kind of like, well, I'm just stuck at this point. I'm just not gonna do it because yeah, I wasn't having a good time with it. The control system reminds me of a bit like Valheim and a bit like something else that's ridiculous.
Well, I mean,
Um,
I
in,
I get
in
bad
terms of
control
moving
schemes. Like
objects,
those are terrible.
yeah. Uh, so I was like, no, I'm not doing it. In terms of games, in terms of other games, yeah. I mean, in terms of games that I look for that I probably wouldn't stream. Bye, Jillian. Have a good sleep. Um, but yeah, if I was gonna
Good night, Jillian.
if I was gonna have a game that I probably wouldn't stream, it wouldn't just be a case of like, oh, it's a smug game or anything else. It'd just literally be like, I don't feel like either putting myself through a trigger, like if it's yeah, like if it has a loud noise that could potentially scare the living shit out of me, that is like something like a gunshot or something like that, right? That would potentially trigger me because I've had issues with gunshots and things going off. So yeah, probably wouldn't stream those. But if there was I mean, apart from Repo, and that's partly because it's funny, right? There are certain games that I can allow certain things for if it's more. I don't know if it's a spooky game like Repo that's kind of if you're with people, right? Because you're with people, so it's not as bad. But if it's single player and if it's got anything that I would consider overly triggering, then yeah, I wouldn't stream it. It would be a game that I'd never play or stream.
So you're just not big into the jump scare horror genre, then?
I don't mind it. Again, I think it's one of those things. I don't mind doing like say Demonologist because I'm with people. Like if I do the horror games, it has to be with other people. Is what I'm saying. I can't just sit there and play a horror game on my own. It would have to be with people that are playing with me,
I see.
so that then I don't feel like I'm going through it alone. Basically, it's like I'm more than happy to be scared, but so long as I'm not on my own. If I'm sat in my own and I'm doing it as a single player thing, then I would probably shit myself. And I do not want that. So yeah,
I mean, that's fair. I mean, everybody's got their tolerances and what you're willing to put up with up to a point. So it's good to
yeah,
be able to have a good understanding of what that is for you. Like everybody's is a little different, and so as long as you know what your tolerances are, that's a step in the right
yeah.
direction.
Like I can do. So I love my fantasy RPGs. Um, I love I love my roguelikes to a certain extent. I have to be in the right mood for them.
I also like my shooters. But if it's a that's again, if it's like something like Fortnite or Call of Duty where I'm expected that thing to happen, then I'm fine with like gunshots and everything else. If it's something that I'm not expecting, like say, I don't know. Yeah, if it's something that you're like, why the fuck would they put a gunshot here? Then yeah, that would be the kind of game that I do not play. Death Stranding is a game that I can play, providing I'm in the right mood. If I'm in the mood to get scared to a certain degree, then I will be happy to do so. It depends more on my mood, on what kind of thing I'm doing. Because Death Stranding again requires me to be sat there on my own. I don't necessarily like it. I very much prefer being with people, but equally, I enjoy just being able to go and pick up parcels and go on a delivery run. So it's kind of catch-22, really. Which is why I'll say, like, I have to be in the right mood to be able to do it. Because if I don't feel like I'm mentally able to deal with it, then I just won't.
Well, and that's sort of the kind of thing too, right? When it comes down to streaming, you have to stream something that you're enjoying. Otherwise, it just puts
Yes.
people off. Like if you're not having a good time and you're just sat there playing it because, oh, I said I was going to play this game today, I'm going to play this game, even if you're not feeling it, and you're just sat there just looking, irritated, upset, constipated.
Meow.
Meow.
What? How? Look at this cat. How is that comfortable?
You're asking the wrong person. Mr. Kitty seems to enjoy it, and that's all that matters.
I mean, yeah, she's perfectly happy, but it's why? It's
Because
fine.
I can. That's why.
Yeah, she's like, I'm being cute and adorable. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. So it's like, yeah.
Yeah, it's like for me, I don't mind. I enjoy playing a good RPG, even like the old classic turn-based RPGs and whatnot. But I tend to do those offline in my spare time because I don't ever find those like an enjoyable thing for me to do online. Like if I'm going to stream something, I'm not really going to stream anything like that because it's not fun for me. That's something I do because I just need, my brain's been overtaxed and I just need a mental break. And so I'll pull these things up because it doesn't take a lot of thought process. Just attack everything that you see. Who cares? Like, we don't have to worry about tactical anything or whatnot. And if you die, whatever, just reload the save and go back at it again.
Yeah.
But like if I'm going to do something on a stream, I want something a bit more action. I want something that's like constantly going, constantly moving, constantly making you have to adapt, and it's easy to patter along with, right? So like I like doing like Enshrouded and Valheim and these sort of games because there's always something that's going to pop up, surprise you, or jumps, situations change, that sort of thing.
I have Enshrouded now.
Nice, good game.
So just as a thing.
I have Enshrouded, but it's not on this computer, and this computer won't run it.
Oh.
Look, I bought this laptop, and I was really excited when I bought this laptop because I bought this laptop to help me with my own private personal software development projects that I've been working on.
Yeah.
And
nice.
So it what it has on it is specs to make programming and stuff that I like to program, the languages I like to program in, wickedly easy and fast, that is exactly what it does. However, what it does not do so well is anything graphically intense because I don't do coding that requires a lot of graphics.
No.
So this poor little laptop has been struggling its little ass off trying to even run OBS.
Wow.
Well, most of it goes through the graphics card, and it's just got your
Yeah.
cheap generic onboard Intel graphics processor. It's enough to render a screen and play some videos and that sort of thing, but it is not rated at all for anything like extra heavy duty. Like that's not its thing.
No. But then to be fair, like but then yeah, like I mean Fortnite you can play and stream because again that's also fast paced.
Well, yeah, and I have streamed Fortnite, and I do stream Fortnite on my other computer.
You do.
Yes. You have played in a few of those rounds running around,
I have randomly
but
when yeah.
now as far as games like that, like that's my personal preference to what I like to play. I was going somewhere with this. Oh, right. And we've already covered, like, really crappy controls will turn anybody off from a game you're playing. Astroneer was one of those games. Me and Mr. Waggleton sat down to play it, and we were all excited for it because it looked like one of these like absolutely fantastic games to play. Lots of fun. Was going to offer a lot of really cool, fun things, and the controls on that were so horrendous.
I also played JRPGs like
Yeah.
I was gonna say like Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get that to work again. I think because I want to do Dawn. It's there.
You got it. You got it. That's right. Use the streamer shortcut. Google that shit.
Yeah. It's literally just a case of like I have no idea what the fuck is it went. This is what happens with me whenever I'm like, okay, well, I'll do something and then I'm like, oh, I forgot what it was. Dawn Trail. Trail.
Yes.
So I wanted to do because I think I did like halfway through and then just kind of left it because I was like, because I already know what I'm doing. So I was like, okay, but I want to go back and do it as my tank. I have a ninja at the moment, and I want to go back and do it as my tank. Because you have the option to go back and do things. So I was like, okay, well, I'll go do that as well. I also played RuneScape as well, which is an MMO. So, but yeah, like there's kind of like loads of different things that we do, right? Like we kind of do bits and pieces of whatever we like, whatever takes our fancy, and then just kind of roll with it. I feel like that's the norm for most people.
Well, I mean, but again, like if you're not enjoying what you're doing, it definitely shows up on your face, and it becomes one of those like, I guess as a regular viewer of many people's streams.
Yes.
Whenever the streamer looks like they're not having fun, for whatever the case may be, even if it's just a function of chat's not doing a whole lot of talking, which is fine. Chat doesn't always have to be chatting away. But if you don't look like you're having fun, then to me, it's just torture. And it's torture to watch.
It is.
I would much rather watch a horrible game or a game I don't like, but the person on the other end is having such a grand time. They're laughing, they're giggling, they're making jokes, they're enjoying themselves. Whether they're doing good or not, I don't care. That doesn't matter.
No, you're there for the person. You're not there for necessarily the game.
No, actually, I'm there for the energy, right? So if you're having a good time, like you have a lot of energy that you're putting out, you're really enjoying yourself, and really happy people put out a lot of really happy energy, and it's contagious. You tend to find that you kind of pick up some of that good vibe. Like a lot of communities that I have popped into.
When I've been playing, when I was playing Avowed, that was definitely one of the things that I was having a lot of fun with. You were there for most of them, I think. And I was just excited that I just managed to go around and stab people. I was like, yes, I can finally stab people. Let's go.
Right. Yes.
It's that kind of energy. It's like, yeah, you're happy about it because it's like, yay, now I can do something. Now I can do something and be a menace to society.
Well, I would say go be a menace. There's nothing wrong with being a menace.
It's me in video games is just I am chaos. I am the menace, the danger to society that everyone warns like that NPCs warn each other about. You can just imagine Dave coming out of the apartment. We don't know who Dave is. We don't know why Dave is, but we have Dave. Dave the NPC comes out of his apartment and he's just got he goes, Steve, what the fuck? Basically, this absolute random idiot has just walked in out of nowhere and just taken all of our stuff. Like, what the fuck? It's like, oh yeah, that was this person, and yeah, 9 times out of 10, yeah, 9 times out of 10, it's me.
Yeah.
Just
But I mean, again, as long as you're enjoying yourself, what difference does it make, right? And it's a video game.
I love coming up with random conversations for NPCs, like especially with Oblivion, because you can just imagine like some fucking like Gary, right? Gary walks out of his door, and it's like a normal spring day, whatever else. Walks out of his door from the Imperial City, and there's a fucking Oblivion gate. Right? Like his face is like gotta be like, ah, shit. Like, yeah. Who put that there? Why is it there? And then a load of Daedra come out, and it's like...
Gary walks out first thing in the morning, looks around. All hell's breaking loose outside of his house.
Yeah.
Reaches back in the doorway, grabs his cup of coffee, and goes, well, time for another day in paradise. Struts off into the sunset. Like, you know, those NPCs have got to be like, every time the game is started up and you start a new one, like they're somewhere in the background, they're like, all right, Bill, you're going to die in the first 30 seconds again. Already? Yeah. Man, I just got a break from that. Crap. How many times is this? Like in those speedrunners. Oh, God, can you imagine the NPCs for the speedrunners who are trying to do this stuff, right? They're like, oh, God, I'm going to get killed. And it's like every 5 minutes they're just getting killed over and over again because they're trying to better their time.
Or it gets even better, the traders. Think about the traders, right? The poor shopkeeper's like, oh, fuck, this guy wants to sell me like 200 spoons again. For like 2 gold. It's like, yep. Yeah. Back at it again. Oh, a diamond. Wow. Where the fuck did you get this? Compared to this pile of shit. Compared to all of this shit. It's just like broken instruments. There's a button there somewhere from Gary down the road. Yeah. Somebody's lost arm. A random pelvis. We don't know whose pelvis.
Hey, Ted, you remember that eyeball you lost the other week? Yeah, nah, not anymore.
Yeah.
We found the one-armed bandit. Son of a bitch.
Yeah. We end up with what the fuck is this? That's Auntie Ethel's Auntie Ethel's old moldy like mothball eaten like shawl. It's like, well, I thought that was buried with her. Yes, yes, it was. I would have gone and raided it and then gone back and sold it.
That's what you thought you were buried with it.
Yeah, it's like nope. Now there's a. Now there's a
I'm
nice
I'm
claw.
waiting for the time where like you go to rob a grave in a video game, you dig the grave up, pull it out, and then you have to break open a lock to get into it. You're like, we have put a padlock on this chest. You ain't getting into this casket without first picking your lock. And you're like, what the hell is this shit? Everybody come by, steal Aunt Ethel's stuff. We'll fix them little whippersnappers.
Yeah,
pull
there's
that
just
pull that
there's
chest,
gonna be
pull that
one
casket
dude.
out of the ground. It's like Fort Knox, like just padlocks all the way around the outside of it.
Yeah, this is to stop Jamie from. There'll be a sign as well that says, "Jamie, keep the fuck away." I would have so much fun with that game because I know absolutely that would be a thing. That there would be a sign that says, "Do not steal this," and I'm like, "Well, now you've set me the goal. Like, come on." Do not steal this thing. I will absolutely try and steal the thing. Yeah. It's like Geraldine has just come back from the shop and she's found our house completely ransacked, right? She gets in, she's like, what the hell is going on? And obviously Phil doesn't know what the hell is going on either, so he's like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Yeah, basically.
Meanwhile,
More than that.
little Timmy's down the road. I know what's going on.
Yeah, little Timmy's like, yeah, and then little Timmy gets stuck down the well for reasons totally unrelated, but it's because I've thrown a thing down the well. Yeah, that would be me. Danger to society, menace to children everywhere in video games.
Nah.
Well, you say that, right? Children are the worst in video games. Sometimes.
No.
Right?
All times.
No.
I've yet met a child in a video game. You're just like, if I could just, would you shut up, you little. Please, sir. Please, sir. Like, I didn't mean to actually talk to you, child, and they've just got like 1,000 lines of text that you have to click through before you can finally get. I'm like, never, no,
But yeah, the amount of times I've seen a child and I've gone, if I could kick you, I want to kick you. I'm not allowed to, but I really wish I could. Like, it's like if this was, yeah. But yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like I love imagining conversations with random like characters and stuff. You know, that also brings me back on. For some reason, I am obsessed with Hades. But Hades is definitely one of the kind of The first thing I immediately thought was Dionysus is definitely a stoner, because you can hear in some of the conversations with some of the other gods that he's like really chill and laid back. I'm like, but he sounds like he's from California. He sounds like he's from Florida. So
okay, you're gonna have to make up your mind which one it is, because you've just named like 3 different areas of the country that I live in, and they all sound different.
I don't fucking know. I'm British. I don't know. Whichever one smokes the most amount of weed.
You understand that's not a thing, right? Like they all smoke equivalent amount of weed. Like there's not one that does it more.
I am British. I do not know anything to do with America, so I've never been, so I wouldn't know. I just assume that it's vaguely near the whatever coast it is. I don't even know. that's that's hilarious. I do know to a certain extent that Texas is down that way, and then you have a bunch of states in the middle, and then you have the east and the west coast, and that's about it. That's as far as my knowledge goes with America. If you were to ask me about Britain, though, I could tell you everything.
Well, but I would expect as much. I mean, you live there.
This is true.
And
But,
I can tell you the difference between a Floridian and a Californian very easy. I can tell you the difference between a surfer dude and a guy who gets stoned all the time because they sound dramatically different.
oh, I would
Right.
say tell me because I don't know.
Okay,
But no,
so
I
like
would say
your typical beach bro, like dude, gnarly man, right? Like totally killer. Like they have they have a
Nori
specific
does
sound.
Nori does the Suffer dude accent.
Like they have like my accent's more American standard. Like it's the way I talk is probably what everybody thinks Americans sound like, which is kind of all across the board. Now, y'all really want to hear a bit of down home Southern? Well, we can do that. And it sounds a bit different because we kind of playing an instrument on their bells and whistles, right? So it's just the way it is. But like there's definitely differences in the way they talk. Don't ask me to do a Boston. I can't do a Boston accent. Those
I have a
guys have
que-
their own special.
I have a question.
Yeah.
That's totally not related.
Mhm.
You don't mind if I smoke, do you?
I don't care.
Cool.
This is an 18 plus stream.
No, I know, but I have to ask. I want to be polite. Come on. I might be in my own home, but I still have to ask the host. This is my manners.
Yeah, you're fine.
Hello.
Do what you want.
Well, you say that, but there's a lot of things I can't I can't do.
Look, Twitch terms of service, Twitch terms of service. What do you want me to do?
Well, yeah, I know, but
Like Twitch terms of service kicks me over too. Like I can't do certain things either. Like, nope, sorry, you can't do that. But it's my stream. Don't care.
yeah, that's one of the reasons why I was like, well, I want to ask because I don't want to assume, right? I would rather ask and know what's what than not know what's what and then find out I'm in trouble later.
No, you're fine.
But yeah, like the accents are interesting. So, for instance, I found the other day I could go back into my Irish accent. Never before has this ever happened when I've been actively thinking about it as such. Like it would just happen naturally and it will happen at random moments. But the other day I was thinking about it and I was like, oh, I could try it. And then just went to do the Irish accent. And that sounded really shit.
Yep.
Being a pirate is alright with me. Do as you want because a pirate is free. You are a pirate. That sounds slightly better. But yeah, like the Irish accent that I have is very much kind of there's no real like I don't know. I don't know if it's Northern Irish or anything else. I'm assuming it's Southern because I am a Southerner. But yeah, I accents are interesting, and there's I actually have a voice note from a group chat that I'm in. Side note, I'm in I'm in a WhatsApp group. What the fuck happened? I have friends. Seriously,
Wait. You
honestly.
have friends? No.
I know. I know. It's weird. So weird. Believe it or not, you are one of them. I know.
There I go
That's
again,
even
getting
what?
blamed for things. Ah. Yar har fiddly. Being a pirate, 'tis all right with me. Do what you want, 'cause a pirate is free. You are a pirate.
Yeah, well, I was in a group chat on WhatsApp, and because I'd just been up to Liverpool for that fucking crazy weekend, right? Got back and was like, "Oh, I have a load of fuck ton of messages." I decided that I was going to send a voice message just to say, that I made it back all right. Didn't realize that my accent had changed just from over the weekend. I was like, this doesn't sound like me, and it is half terrifying, because then it means if I spend enough time with people, like if I spend enough time with Americans, then eventually I'm going to end up with American accent.
But that's how that happens. Like that's how people pick up accents. That's I mean, you stop and look at this, right? You learn your accent based on people
Yes.
that you interact with. You started out with an accent that you picked up by mimicking what mommy and daddy said and how the rest of the people around you talked. Like that's just kind of how those happens.
I will tell
So
you for a fact I did not, because my mum sounds nothing like how I sound, and so did my dad before he kicked the bucket. But
yeah,
yeah,
the unfortunate part is I sound exactly like my father. Um,
but then this is the thing. What I was more, it's the fact that it happened quickly. Like this was like three days being in Liverpool, and I'd come back already with a northern accent. I was like,
you say
this
that to
must
me like
be
I'm supposed to know the difference.
okay. Scouse accent. It's more a little bit more. No, that sounded more Scouse. I'm trying to think. Scouse accent is different. But then you've also got the Newcastle, which is more. I'm not going to try and do it because I'm going to butcher it. But you have like they have, yeah. Again, it's one of those things. It's like if you were to, you could probably YouTube it. I don't know. But yeah, like there's a lot of different accents that I've managed to pick up, kind of certain bits from. Um, like I I'm trying to think. Like my Irish accent, right? My Irish accent was towards the end of my last stream with Mama Bear. That was on Saturday last week. Um, like you can hear the Irish accent, and it's really weird. Um, but you also get like the kind of inflections and everything else that come with it. But again, it's one of those things I can slip in and out of fairly easily because that's kind of part of my heritage. Like my mum's family came from Ireland. My dad's family was, I think, part not Danish, potentially Danish. I can't remember. I know it's Scandinavian though. And then I have a bit of Italian somewhere because Nightingales were a massive part of my family tree. Like looking back on it, it's really interesting family traits. Also very complicated.
Family training is a pain in the neck, is what it is.
I don't do them, but my granddad did them. So but yeah, like there's so many things that like because I used to do drama as well. So all of my like vocal ones I haven't had, like, I haven't really had any vocal training. I just mainly pick up stuff from seeing stuff, either watching stuff like shows, I'm trying to think of an example. I'll get there eventually. I used to be able to do Willie the Groundskeeper from The Simpsons.
Now that's definitely a voice to sound
Yeah.
like Jesus.
Yeah, exactly right. And then I had the not I'm trying to think of who the Irish person was. I think it was a comedian, Dara O'Brien from oh have I got no, is it Have I Got News for You, or is it the other one? I'm trying to think. Yes, Have I Got News for You is one of them. There is another one that had what else has he been in? TV shows. Mock the Week. So Dara O'Brien was one of the people that I think I managed to get the Irish accent, or I managed to perfect my Irish accent from, because I was like, I'm not quite sure how I want to, because I think originally it was like Northern Irish, and then I was like, I don't like this at all, so then I went to Southern Irish.
Now, were you raised in Ireland? Did you grow up in Ireland and then move to Britain, or have you always been in Britain and your parents are from
I've always
Ireland?
I've always been in Britain, and my mum's side of the family is Irish.
Ah, okay.
So my mother's maiden name.
It's fine. It's fine. We don't need to go into that much
Yeah,
detail. I promise.
no, we're not going into that detail, but no, it's like there's a yeah, there's a lot of like Irish names that go back in our family. I'm trying to think of another one. O'Neill is one of them, which is a very common Irish name. But that was like 2-3 generations back when looking at the family tree. From my mum's side, anyway. My dad's side was more Nightingale and Scandinavian based. So yeah, that's kind of the mixed heritage. But I was born and raised in the UK, in Britain.
Okay, that's fair.
Specifically the southern, which means that I can talk exactly how you're supposed to. If you are supposed to use the Queen's English, or you do a standard southern accent for the Brit.
Yeah, no, they knew.
The British.
I think I'd pass on that.
Could be worse. I could have gone chav.
Well, I've heard a number of accents that
I can already hear your like mental going like, no, please no.
But so it's always one of those. I find it fascinating, right? We're sitting here, we're talking about dialects and whatnot and accents, and really, honestly, an accent is just a specific dialect and a region of a country. And I always find it
Yes.
fascinating how often people will go, like Americans will go abroad and we'll just sit there and listen to people talk because they just don't sound like anybody from back home, and yet we have people from outside the U.S. coming over here, and you guys do the same thing that we do. You just like just I don't care what you say, just talk. I just want to hear like it just sounds so wild because it's not what you hear every day.
It's like me and you. I could sit and like listen to you talk for hours. I don't know if you could sit and listen to me talk for hours, but here we are.
I generally can sit and listen to anybody talk for hours. Like that's not an issue. I can listen to you talk for hours. I don't have any particular accent as far as most Americans go. I have about as standard of American accent as you could ask for. Can I move into some really horrible American accents? Yes. And if I find myself interacting with people who have one of those accents, I will pick it up quick. Mostly because I have spent the majority of my formative years traveling around the U.S., so I've been exposed to a lot of different accents.
Now I'm trying to imagine you talking in a hillbilly accent. I don't know why, but that sounds like it would be very entertaining.
The hillbilly's not much different than the southern. It's a bit
Really?
twangy. It's a bit. But you talk about doing things like going down to the creek, and we need to go and have ourselves a good old hootenanny, and right down over there in the holler, we can have ourselves a good old time. Like it's not much. It's still that bit of twangy and whatnot, and they've got a lot of sing-songy sort of back and forth sort of things. It's a musical instrument. They'll tell you, if you speak in a good old Southern accent, then you just are playing that fiddle for all she's worth. And honey child, let me tell you what, it is just a delightful instrument just to have a good old time with, and it's fine.
I'm sat here just listening to you talk because it's amazing. See, this is just to illustrate your point.
But it is. It's one of those like where like for me going and talking with people who have that accents, I'm like, okay, yep, hurry up and get to the point. Like you're going around the bush, because that's part of the way they talk. That's part of the accent, and that's part of who they are as people, right?
Yeah, whereas I'm fairly straightforward. I would like to think.
But an accent is a lot like a dialect, and the dialect is going to be really dependent on the people in the area and how they go about communicating and how they talk. And even English has different dialects. Like
I would
Spanish
like to-
has thousands of dialects. Japanese has dialects. Germans have dialects.
but-
Swedish has dialect. Oh, something just fired off.
That would be about.
Oh, Babs coming in for the resub. Thank you for the 6 months. Hi, Babs. But all in all, I mean, like all of that is fine. Like every language has an accent, and every language has a dialect that goes along with that accent, and it really helps to cement in the people. What I enjoy, there's a I think it's a Scottish accent, maybe it's a British accent. It's one of these, like they talk like their entire mouth is full of rocks, and it's impossible to move their tongues, and it's just they just mumble everything.
That would be the Scottish. That will be the Scots.
And it's so much fun to listen to that. Like I could listen to that all day long. Like those are fun accents because it's when you really have to struggle to understand what they're saying. I find it more interesting because then it's like, okay,
Yeah.
that's an entirely different language, even though they're still speaking English, and yet you get two of them together, or Cockney. Cockney's a beautiful accent to listen to.
Cockney is an accent I used to be able to do. I don't know if I could anymore. Yeah, I started off the stream without having my shoulder shown, and now it's just kind of out there. I feel like I feel like if any Victorians watching, I'm so sorry.
It'd be all right. It'd be all right. I promise. They'll live.
I will.
The provocativeness. How dare. Look, you know, Victorians would care more about the fact that you're showing your ankles than your shoulder.
I mean, this is true.
I mean, you're pretty much dressed as a flapper from the 20s at this point, and nobody really seemed to care too much about that either.
Hey, I don't know if I should take that as a compliment or an insult.
I'm not certain I understand why your mixed emotions about that.
Well, because I don't know either. I think it's just the
It's because I called you. I used the word flapper, which is what they were called. But you're thinking I'm talking about flapper as in a bat, and so you're taking it the wrong way. But that's fair.
no.
Wiggle them arms. Let's go. Let's go. Flap around.
If I wanted to, it'd be like that. That's what I do whenever I flap. I'm like, but yeah.
It's fine.
I'm just
It's fine.
embarrassing myself though. It's great.
It's fine. But
this is the Jamie is an idiot. This should be known.
no. Flapper describes a style of dancing, dancer and dancing that was really popular in the Roaring 20s. They typically dressed with shirts that were around their shoulders and some really short shorts or like really skimpy dresses. And they got out there and danced and had a good time. They were called flappers mostly because that's kind of what their hands did all the time. It was just flapping everywhere.
Oh, so basically me then. Great.
It's fine. It's
Great.
fine.
No, I actually quite like the 20s. I studied it as part of my drama course. We were doing The Great Gatsby as an adaptation.
It's a good show.
It is, and we were doing it as I think a continuation or something like that. And I was I had to be very, prim and proper and all of that, and I just kind of didn't care. I was like, I have to be this way, but equally, I don't really want to be. I really miss the dress though that I had because it was very nice.
You come to me on the day of my daughter's wedding, asking me for the veil. You say you don't want to be a flapper. I say it's too bad. Don Corleone, the Holy One, says you must flap. So flap.
That's how I'm going to end up making my exit. It's just flapping away.
Look. I don't promise I do a great Italian mobster accent, but it's probably like one of the favorite things to do every now and again. It's just to pull out the mafia boss.
Are you talking to me? Are you talking to me?
No. So that's the wrong guy because he's not the same.
No, I know. I realized that like partway through. I was like, damn it.
Wrong character. It's fine. There's nothing wrong. I mean, like he was a good mafia. I don't know if he was a mafia boss or not. It was he did what he was really good in that part, and it was a lot of fun. And that particular line actually was unscripted. Wasn't even in the original script. He ad-libbed that, which was also pretty fantastic. You talking to me? You must be talking to me. I'm the only one here.
Yeah.
Great little bit of ad-libbing for an actor. Some of the most quotable quotes that you find in movies are actually just ad hoc right off the top of the actor's head.
They are. They're just there as part of the as part of the scene, or like they just say something in character randomly.
I still like the Han Solo just before he goes into the carbonite bath, where Princess Leia is like, "I love you," and he's like, "I know."
Yeah.
Off script.
The other one, I know. The other one that I really like is the there was one, I think. It's the Jackie Chan one where he can't pronounce something, says it wrong, and they're like, "No, that'll do." I was like, "That's brilliant." What was it?
Jackie Chan's a really fantastic actor.
Yes.
And comedy action, he has made that such his niche in the Hollywood
Yes.
scene and whatnot, that it's just phenomenal. The amount of movies he's done, and how he has his very own style of acting that is not which is not him, which is him, and it's very uniquely him. And there was a point in time in his career where they were trying to force him to be the next Bruce Lee, because he was actually one of
Yeah,
Bruce Lee's stunt guys.
Rush Hour is one of the series that I've seen. That was really good. I also really like. I've forgotten the other one.
Rush Hour was
also really
okay.
like comedy.
I thought Rush Hour was okay, but I don't think Rush Hour was some of his best work. He's done some
No.
phenomenal pieces.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Shanghai Nights is another one that I have recognized.
I liked his Drunken Master series.
Yes. That is good. I do like it.
Like the original one where he first learns about it, and then they have the second one where he's a little bit older. But you'll notice in the second one, he doesn't actually learn how to do drunken box, and that's because he's already learned it in the first one.
Yes.
Which was also a fantastic movie. Well, Ms. Batts, you have survived 2.5 hours at this, and we are coming down to the end of our show. We got another 30 minutes left on the clock. Can you believe it? Time slips by before you even realize it.
30 minutes. 30 minutes. What are we going to spend the next 30 minutes doing?
We'll have a couple of questions that we are holding on to, which will take probably the last 15. I am going to, however, grill you on something I've been imminently curious about.
Okay, yes.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Get ready. Are you ready? I don't think you're ready for this. This is really going to knock your socks off. Better hold on tight.
Okay. Go for it. I'm holding.
You sweating yet?
What? I'm holding on to something. Like, what do you want more? Like,
What? I'm going to ask you now. What is the final meal that you would have on death row?
final meal I would have on death row. This is a good one. You know, it depends. It depends on what.
And why would you have that?
I would have a curry, and I would have I think I would have a chicken tikka masala. Reason being, because it's not too spicy, but it's got enough spice, like enough flavor there. But I find that kormas are too bland and too coconutty. Which, you know, I don't mind on occasion, but if I was going to try and eat it every day, it'd have to be a tikka masala. I do like my curries. Garlic naan bread. Yes. With pilau rice. And then I would have, I don't know what I'd have for afterwards. Like an eaten mess or something. Just bunch of meringue, fruit, and cream. That'll do. Yeah, that's what I'd have for death row. That's my last meal. Why? Because I love curry, and I haven't had eaten mess in ages.
Sounds like
That's it.
you're having a good Greek meal before you go out.
Oh yeah, definitely. I need a decent meal. Like if I'm going out, I want to go out well fed.
You're gonna go out. You're gonna go out Greece. I got it.
Well, you know.
Ladies and gentlemen, they may have been born in Britain, but believe it or not, they're actually a transplant from the Grecian Isles. Look out! Here comes a Jamie Bat.
I am so looking forward to going to Greece. Like you don't even understand. Like I am so looking. I've already picked out my destination. I'm going to Naxos. Partly because it's a beautiful island. First of all, and second of all, it's supposed to be where the Greek gods of ancient times myths. It is where they're supposed to be more comfortable and lounge about. And it's like I don't really want to have to go anywhere like massively to go and visit all the different shrines because I would love to be able to do that, but physically maybe a bit difficult. So I would like to go somewhere that could be close to the myth, but without it being too connected, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. It's always fascinating to hear what people's preferences in final meals, right?
Yeah, like I said, for me it'd be an Indian main, and then an eaten mess which is just meringue. You could go for yogurt, I suppose, instead of cream, and then you go for fruit, and you just mix it all up, and there you go, eaten mess. It's a popular, I would say a British dessert, but I don't actually know. I think pretty much everywhere has it now. So not really a British dessert anymore, is it? But yeah, that'd probably be my final meal. What would be yours? Has anyone asked you that question?
I typically, if my final meal, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't.
Nope. Would not.
Why?
Mostly because that is an electrifying event. I will be nothing but a bundle of nerves going into it, and so having anything on my stomach means I'm just going to throw it back up again. So I'll pass.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, to be fair, I would also be kind of a bundle of nerves, but I like my food, so oddly, would you believe it or not, I am one of these awkward so-and-sos that is very picky about what they eat. So I can eat tomato sauce, but I can't have like the fruit, the tomato. I can eat cheese that's melted, but with something like a lasagna or a pizza, right, or an enchilada, for example. But I can't just sit there and eat a block of cheese, and it's really weird.
I can just sit around and eat a block of cheese. That doesn't faze me.
No, but I could it's just one of those things. Like it's one of those things where I'm like I don't know what it is about it, but it's just I don't know if it's the texture or anything else like that. Because I can sit there and eat a meal with like melted cheese on it, but I couldn't sit there and eat a block of cheese. Why not? I'm back on the cheese again.
You are back on the cheese again. Man, if you like the cheese,
Well, I mean, this is no. I mean, like, yeah. I do. I don't mind cheese. It's one of those things where I'm like, again, it has to be specifically made. It has to be a mild cheddar. I used to. I know that my family. I know that my foster sister was very fond of Red Leicester. That's the only reason why I know that that's a cheese. Other than goat's cheese and cottage cheese, and that's only because my family would eat cheese, and I would always sit way far ahead, like way at the back, away from whatever they're eating, because I was like, I would like it without cheese. And then got to a point where I was like, well, unfortunately, most things that taste nice do have cheese in. So I'm gonna have to adjust. So I slowly started reintroducing cheese, but I think it's because as a kid I used to sit there and eat a lot of cheese strings, which is the plastic cheese.
right?
That's terrible. I think I got too used to that. So then anytime I ate cheese, that's what I thought. And then
Sure.
yeah, it got to a point where my taste buds changed, and I was like, yeah, no. There was also what else was that? Yeah, like I just there's certain things that I can't think right now, but like I know that tomatoes are one of them, and I know that cheese is another. Cheese,
Cheese. What's for
cheese for
dinner?
everyone. Wait,
Well,
scratch that. Cheese for no one.
as long as you're enjoying it, right? Like that's kind of the trick.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is the thing. It's like I very much like when I actually have that as a thing now. Cheese. Um, but yeah, like I would very much I I don't mind the taste, texture, or something. Anyway, continue.
Continue. What's your favorite
You
ice cream
asking me
then?
about
What's your favorite ice cream? We'll switch over from cheese. Make it easy.
ice cream?
Ice cream.
Ice cream. I'm a big fan of Mr. Whippy. The soft serve ice cream. The ice cream fan one. Love it. Could eat that all day. Every day. Probably. If given half a chance. And then I would regret it because my bowels would hate me. My bowels would hate me. I'm very much. I'm not lactose intolerant, but I am. There's that. It's like a borderline thing where it's like if you eat too much of it, then yeah, it will start kicking up again. But
Right.
IBS basically. But I get the opposite of constipation, so I get the runs. So when it comes to eating ice cream, if I eat too much of it, I'm gonna be stuck on the toilet for like 2 hours.
Fair.
Yeah. But I will happily sit there and eat. Like if I think it's just dairy in general, but then also gluten, a couple of other things as well for some reason. But I don't really care about gluten. I like my bread too much. I like my sandwiches. But yeah, ice cream flavor. I don't really mind. I'm not fussed. You could put any ice cream flavor in front of me. I'll try it once, and if I don't like it, I don't like it.
Fair. So not just not a big ice cream fan then.
No, I love ice cream. Like I love ice cream. I will sit there and eat it, but like my body doesn't like it. my
Try
body
frozen
needs me.
yogurt.
Frozen yogurt. Oh, now you're talking. now you're talking.
Now I'm speaking your language. Got it.
Yes. Peach or apricot, one of the two. Those two are one of my favorite fruit flavors. I also I'm partial to raspberry. Yeah, there's a lot of different ones. I also really like toffee. But yeah, frozen yogurt is definitely a thing for me. I could eat it a lot. I would like it.
Okay. Well,
but in order to get frozen yogurt here, we'd actually have to buy the yogurt and then freeze it. Because
you guys don't have soft serve. That's terrible.
we don't have any like actual. Well, I'm sure that they do it somewhere, but they don't have it like immediately advertised. If that makes sense.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
So, like for example, I'm looking at a place on like there is a dessert shop that does it, but it's Minoffles, which is basically waffles. It's more of a waffle shop than a frozen yogurt shop, but they do it. Is that are those the only two questions that you had?
Well, no, we've got two more. Like it's your final two questions of the night.
You're just firing off random questions.
Yeah, I was just asking a couple extra random questions in there to get some. But like normally on a Talk Tuesday, we go deep into these whole conversations around food and everything. I'm like, it just doesn't feel like a Talk Tuesday if we don't talk a little food in here. So
if you don't talk about food, yeah.
so
well, I mean, to be fair, after this, I will be going and getting food. So
I had to fill in this place. I'm like, we're missing the food conversation. It has to be here. That's fine. I'll sneak it in here. Watch this. Shoom, there it is. There's the food combo. Like frozen yogurt's not bad. I don't mind frozen yogurt. I prefer my ice cream, but I can't eat a whole lot of it because I too have issues with it. But I don't care. I will still go eat ice cream on occasion and then just pay for it afterwards.
I'm very much like that. I'm like, no, I will just happily eat this entire 1 liter tub of strawberry cheesecake ice cream. Let me eat this and then regret it later. Yeah.
Oh, there will be regret later.
There is always regret later. But yeah, it's not an instant regret. It's more of you give it about 20 minutes and then the regret hits. Because then I'm like, oh no, now I've got a tummy ache.
Oh no! For me, it's instant regret. There's no waiting for it. It's there. Like you had your now you're gonna pay for this. Yeah, I know. It's fine. It's fine.
No, my instant regret food would probably be anything that's spicy, because I would like. I mean, this is why I'm like having to choose things that are like like lower in spice. But I have to take chili if I'm cooking. Then obviously it doesn't matter because I can have all the flavors that I really want, but with none of the chili powder or whatever else that's in it for spice, right?
Capsaicin. Yeah.
But if it's
so what I'm getting from you is you can't do spice very well, so we shouldn't take you to Arrakis.
What's that? Is my first question. Is that a country or is that a?
You have obviously not watched anything to do with Dune. It's just fine.
No, I have. Just not.
Arrakis is the name of the planet that Dune takes place on.
Yes.
The spice must flow. You can't do spice. Can't take you to Arrakis.
No, you can't. You can't. I can't be a demon hunter. This is terrible news. Terrible news. I'm
It's
very
fine.
gutted.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
No, I am. So yeah, I will normally, if I'm cooking, I will do a non-spicy version, or I will do a mild spice. Right? I'm like, okay, if it requires like a teaspoon of chili powder, then I'm like, okay, that's fine. I can deal with that. If it requires anything more than that, then I'm like, no. Then I'm like, no, this is done. But it has to be like a big, like, I can sit there and eat chili con carne. That's one thing I can eat, which is again weird because it's like, surely I shouldn't be able to handle that, but I can. Believe it or not.
Chili con carne is not really all that spicy. So
Well, I mean, yeah, but I mean, it depends on if you're home cooking it, though, doesn't it? Really?
no, what it depends on is who's cooking it. Like
Well, yeah, this is what
you
I mean.
get chili con carne from a Puerto Rican, it's not going to be spicy. If you get chili con carne from a Mexican from El Salvador, a Mexican,
Yeah, then it's gonna be spicy.
then you hang it up, right? It really just depends on who's cooking it. But all that aside, it has been an absolute delightful pleasure to have you on here. You have made it down to the last quarter hour. We are going to slide you into your next couple of questions, and then you have the most important thing to do, and that is select a raid target. So something to think about while you're answering these next couple of questions. Are you ready?
Yes.
We are almost done. We're I think we're actually past the halfway point of 2025. Man, this year's been flying by. Can you believe that?
What? Madness.
Madness, I say. So, in the remaining portions of this year, and up until the front half of next year, is there any sort of like big plans you have, celebrations, parties, events, charity streams, whatever that you're going to be doing on your stream that you want to let everybody know of and beat some get some forewarning out there so people will know to go show up and where to show up at? Anything like that you have on your plans?
I have a few. One of them would be the 1 second. I had to think then for a second because I was like, I've got at least a few things. Obviously, I've got the normal kind of goals, the goal ones where like if we hit 300 or whatever else, then it would be a case of streaming for like 24 hours. But I think I'm gonna have there are a couple of plans. There's a couple of secret plans that I can't really say because they're very much in the kind of is this a thing that people are going to want to see kind of stage.
Right.
But there is a couple of we have a stream anniversary that will be happening because that'll be the first one. I know, shock horror. But
bonkers, I say, bonkers, madness.
No, that will be happening sort of the beginning of next year because I ended up starting on what? Anyway, because I will be starting because I started on the 31st of December, so that will be the stream anniversary thing. So yes, because I started on New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, one of the two. So I want to make sure that that'll be the main one, the main kind of massive celebration that we do.
Right.
I have no idea as to what I'm going to be able to do in terms of length or anything else, but we'll get it done. Yeah. that's that. I'm gonna be doing a charity stream at some point before the end of the year. This is to a Cynthia Spencer. They're like a hospice cancer charity. They're the ones that looked after my dad when he had cancer. So obviously I want to, kind of raise a bit of money for them. That's about it for the moment.
For the moment. Okay. Well, I mean, that's fair. Like, there's like, if you got special projects coming up, we don't want to ruin the surprise, right? Like, it should be one of those, like, you're doing your thing, right?
Yeah, no,
Um,
I'll obviously announce it like in the Discord or something. Like, I just want to like make sure that like people are aware that there is a couple of secret things in the.
Yeah. No, that more to the point was like, generally speaking, like charity streams, people are like, oh, yes, I'm doing the charity stream for this day. Come on out and help celebrate this, whatever thing. Or,
Yes,
I've got
the charity stream I'll be doing will probably be taking place on my dad's birthday, which will be the 24th September,
okay.
which is not that far away.
No, this year's flying by. Like, all the years seem to just be flying by all of a sudden. I'm just like, what the
It's
hell?
mental. It's mental. But yeah, the 24th of September is when I'll be doing the charity stream for my for Cynthia Spencer.
Nice. There you go.
When I'll be doing my big kind of 24, probably 24, maybe 30, depending on how I feel. Depending on how I feel, depending on how things work. But yeah, the
Right.
24th when the charity stream will be happening, and then
That'd
we
be
can
good.
raise money and do all the things for the charity. I have no idea what I'm doing for it yet, but we'll see when we get up to that point.
We'll just figure it out when you get there. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
Smudge, thank you for being such a patient kitty and not, flashing everybody all throughout the entirety of this little interview.
Well, she's adorable. She's very calm, aren't you? See, this is it. You go crazy for like the first few minutes, and then you settle down, and then you good as gold.
Yep. Good little thing. Good little kitty. So we usually finish off and we wrap up. The last question of the evening has always been, and traditionally will continue to always be, if you had to give a piece of advice to a new upcoming streamer or yourself, an earlier version of yourself, whichever makes it easier for you to answer the question, what would have been a single piece of advice that you're like, if I had known this when I first started, so that you can share it to somebody else who's just getting started about streaming and your streaming journey so far?
Find someone.
Not me.
No, not you. But find someone that you can genuinely kind of reach out to for not just like advice or like anything else like that, but like also for like technical stuff. If you know anyone that is very good, like again, this doesn't have to be a streamer or anything else like that. It just has to be somebody that's in your circle. Find somebody that is very tech orientated, just in case stuff goes wrong, because stuff will go wrong. And you can't always predict when it will go wrong either, as this stream has shown, with like mic issues and whatever else, right? There's always going to be scuff, but scuff makes shine, first of all. And second of all, if you can try and fix the scuff, or like make sure that you have somebody on hand that can help you fix the scuff, then at least you're in a better position, right? Because I feel like too much of the times we end up kind of going, oh well, I'll just kind of do it on my own. But if you are just starting out and you don't know what the hell you're doing, like me, find yourself somebody that is more experienced, go to them and ask them for help. And even if it's just kind of like, I have no idea, like it could just literally be like, I want to, know how to talk to people better, like, or like, can you help me with the like, just like basic stuff, right? Like,
Right.
oh, this thing won't, like, Twitch won't connect to OBS or something else like that, right? Like, something silly, because it might be that that is a generic problem that everyone is either having, particularly if it's with OBS. It can update and then people will find that they can't connect or whatever else. So it could just be a thing that other people are also having issues with. You'd be surprised, because sometimes they might have solutions that you haven't even thought of.
Fair.
Like, you ask people, you talk to people, you're like, kind of, you become friends with people. You ask them, you kind of, don't just show up in the chat one day, but like, um, but like, or do, I don't know, depends. I don't know. I I don't even know how I got here, to be honest.
It's kind of how that works. It's fine. It's fine.
But yeah, you just kind of, you have to uh yeah, find somebody that you can that knows a little bit about tech, that can help you out if you get really stuck, but also so that they can kind of inform you as to if things are going wrong, that like maybe because sometimes everyone, like, sometimes it's a common issue that somebody else has gone, well, like, oh, this is a thing, like, I have no idea what's going on with that. But then you might find that there are other people that are also having the same issue, that, again, as I said, they might have solutions that you haven't thought of.
Right.
Or equally, you could help someone else out.
You could. But yes, reach out, get in touch with somebody, make friends. Like I think it's always a good point to always take away from these sort of things is that, you can try doing it alone. It's going to be painful and it's going to be a slow process and it's going to be an uphill battle the entire way. Or you can make friends and life gets a little bit easier.
Yeah. Like, I have a few friends and they help me, and I'm very, very grateful to them for helping me, because it means that I actually am able to do what I enjoy. And it means I also get to meet other amazing, wonderful people and all of that stuff. So, yeah, if it wasn't for, kind of a couple of people that have been kind of like, yeah, if it wasn't for friends, then I wouldn't be where I am. And neither would anyone else.
Yeah. At the end of the day,
So,
having friends helps. And having friends helps you start to build a community. And that's kind of
yes.
all what a lot of this journey is building a community of like-minded people that you enjoy hanging out with, that you have a good time with. And everybody's got to start somewhere. Well, Jamie, it has been an absolute delight. And we appreciate having you on. We appreciate you for taking time out of your very busy schedule to come by and hang out with us this evening and give us all the deep lore drop. It's been a good time.
Oh, I had to.
Your last job for the evening, you got to pick somebody to go raid to.
Yeah. I have an idea. I'm just seeing if there's like, I'm trying to see who's up and about and who's not. And
Who's available? Good question. Good question.
there's a lot of people.
There is. We have lots of friends out there. Lots of people doing lots of very different things.
There is. Let's go with if I can find these all. Okay. See, most of the people you probably you probably are aware of. Let's go raid Ren.
Go raid who?
Ren,
You'll have to stick the name in chat, and I will pick it up. From
I
there.
will. Okay, give me a second.
Normally, I would kick us over to the ending screen, and we would have some music to play this out with and everything else, but I haven't been able to do that because, again, not on my standard rig. So we're just going to talk our way
It's
right
fine.
on out of here after you give me the name, and we will go and go say hi to old Ren. Ah,
Okay.
Ren.
Yeah,
I know this person.
I know you do.
All right. That should be it. That should be the messages. There's the kickoff for the raid message. Grab whichever one you can. First one's for all of our subscribers out there. Second one's for all of our followers out there. Let's go say hi to Ren. And once again, a big, huge shout out and thank you to Jamie Bat for coming out here and spending all kinds of glorious time with us. We have enjoyed every last minute of it. You have been a delightful guest.
Thank you. Thank you for having me as well.
It's been my pleasure. And with that, until next time, you want to take us out? You want to say goodbye to everybody?
Bye. Short, sweet.
That'll do. That'll do.